Hello, I am now painting live with what I've got. So I'm trying to paint with one hand with my LED lights going on. You can see it as it starts to change the look with the LED lights. Let me get started here. You can see it's changing with how it's looked with the LED lights. So I need to get the hard part about this. I'm painting in the dark with just an LED light, and I gotta actually turn on some of my painting music. Let's see what else I got here. By the way, I have my own subscription to YouTube Premium, so they can't kind of come after me for copyright or bullshit like that. I hope not, anyway. Because I'm just painting live to showcase my art and stuff, you know. If I had the right equipment, you'd be able to watch me too in the different angles and how I'm actually painting. So I kind of go in directions, right? And while I'm doing this, I can't see who's there. So I can't do it all, okay? I can't do it all. Doing with what I got. So I go into like different angles to kind of get the picture, you know, going. I'll eventually know which way is up or which way is down. I kind of paint in all different directions. They're not planned, they just get started, and then I build on it from there until I'm like, okay, I'm done. What am I going to do here? Oh, I think it's going to go, I'm starting to see like a forest in this direction here. You can see like the spirits of the ghosts, spirits of the forest are coming out. So you can see like, it's kind of like, you know, that Snow White where she's like in the forest, it's all pitch black, scary as fuck, but then in the morning is like beautiful and shit. It's kind of like that night I was stuck in Tallahassee. I was taking a bus ride to, I was going from Tallahassee to Pensacola, yeah. And, what color am I going to go with? So I got right here, I think I got enough pinks. I gotta get one that's gonna grab the light. I feel like pink. I'm gonna go with pink. I'm gonna say a lot because I'm inviting you into my personal world here. This is what I do for relaxation. I paint. And like I have mentioned before, when I paint, I get prophetic pictures. It's another way of channeling other than tarot cards, even though I do that too. I even have a pendant that will answer, the spirits will answer questions for you. I will, just so that people don't say I'm making shit up, I tell them just to, whatever they're asking, just to ask it in their head, and it'll move for you. It'll tell you yes or no. I got, let's see, where am I going to put the pink out? Let me see. I think right here. It's hard to do in the dark. I'm actually going to have to turn some light on too. It's fun. I need to get the black lights and the white lights so I can start doing this the way I want to. But, using what I got. A lot of people, most of my paintings need other things so you can see the full picture. I have left a lot of pictures out in the past along this journey of mine. You know, when I burnt everything to the damn ground because I was done with everything. Yeah. bring out. I'm gonna put down something. I can't hold it all. So with the light, you can see the different pieces, right? The flowers. You can see some of the spirits from the forest there. Different lighting. Yeah. If I had all the medium, well, I'll get my mediums as I get them, because I also finish off usually with some glitter. Then that also catches off a light. I have a theory out there that a lot of people that have Picassos and some of the old art, I don't think you've gone into the depth of those paintings yet. You need to put light. Now that we have LED, we have we can do different things with some of these things we have in museums, that there are messages and shit in the old paintings. A lot of the old philosophers, psychics, seers, a lot of them painted. And no one really paid attention to the paintings. They just paid attention to what they wrote down, instead of going, maybe there's something else in the actual paintings, you know. One of my favorite artists is in Seattle. He blows glass. What's his fucking name? Hold on, let me look that up. Glass blower. My ADHD brain side of me forgets shit all the time, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Excuse me, I will curse every once in a while. I've gotten better. I used to curse a lot. I'm thinking, I just said ADHD in my brain, and now, clear. It's funny, I can do some things with my left hand better than I can with my right hand. I'm ambidextrous. I even paint with my left side. I can write with my left hand too, and read backwards. You know, that's the dyslexia and the hyperlexia. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh yeah, glass blower. I was learning a new part of my art because I was doing 3D modeling a couple years ago when I went to one of those castles. I forgot the castle's name in North Carolina, but I was doing a 3D. I did a 3D. Oh motherfuck! Glass. Okay, let me switch hands because obviously my left hand does better at the fucking remote. Glass. Blower. I'm hoping I get to it before I get to it here on the screen. Seattle. Try by the Space Needle. They also had an exhibit over there at that castle in North Carolina with, there we go, Chihuly. I love Chihuly's garden. It's a glass garden. And I was, I think most of my visions too are either a glass vision of what he was blowing, or, most of my paintings, are like water reflections. You have to put them at different angles and you can see the water reflection. It's a water reflection on majority of my paintings, which is another one of those subconscious mind bullshit stuff. I had to be my own therapist for a lot of bullshit. I kept trying. You would think that the one that's trying to go is the one that's considered sane, right? Because I'm like, I would always ask questions. Is this wrong? Am I saying this right? And the therapist usually fucking agreed with me. And I was like, oh, okay. So what do I do? And they could never go, well, they never would give me advice or the right help to get the fuck out of shit. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to put you on medication and numb you up and shit. And then half the medication they gave me other issues like fibromyalgia, MS. I'm like, dude, I like to actually work out. I don't want to lose that portion of my health, That's the only thing that kept me sane was going to work out at the gym until I found this. And then, my cat therapy. We got Lila over here passed out in front of the TV. I should actually be sleeping while she's sleeping before she starts meowing in the middle of the night again, but that's okay. I gotta start giving some of the card players. There's a what are those Dungeons and Dragon places up the road? Give them a chance. They have things on Friday. I'm starting to come out of my cave. Doing other things than being on my phone, unless it's to make money and shit, which I haven't done yet, because I gotta figure out how to do that. But that's okay, I'll figure it out. I'm pretty good at doing things on my own. Always have been. What am I gonna do here soon? Let's see how I'm doing with the lights. Let's see. How's that picking up right there? I also use as a medium for the paint to thin it out or thicken it, or for it to not dry as fast, because acrylic dries fast. Really, really fast. And it's hard to manipulate. I mean, that's mostly why I like oil painting, because you can manipulate it for hours, days. You can use different oils. I use sunflower oil or olive oil. I use regular cooking oil for most of my mediums, and if I need to use I have finally found like a green option to the paint thinner for the oil, because I do have a pet, and when I can't keep the window open, I don't want to, it still emits something even if you get a green version of it. There we go. This one needs a little bit more highlighting over here. So with acrylics, though, I finally learned I gotta treat it like it's a longer project. It's not like when I paint with oil. So now with oil, I have fun for hours, days. I can sit in front of a painting and just keep going, right? I like to paint forests. They're I can never say it right, so I have that thing with my mouth. A borealis lights. And finally, as I got better with public speaking, I got over the fact that I stutter sometimes. And then with autism, I sometimes repeat words. It used to make me even echo in my own damn head, and I'm like, knock that shit off. I'm trying to communicate something. Let's see, this is becoming more of a river. I just gotta get some highlighting in there. And oops, I'll eventually have the right equipment again so I can start my live painting. I just gotta figure out how to do all the if I'm allowed to have a radio on in the background, because I like to listen to certain music, and now they have all these stupid the music rights things. I mean, I'm still doing the right thing. I have a YouTube fucking subscription so I can listen to my music. But then if I'm going live on like TikTok and shit, then I can get hit with being muted. So it's like a catch-22. I need the music, but don't need the music. I gotta find music that's not copyrighted, so I can use it to be the artist that I am. I have art. I do the most. This is what I was supposed to be when I was a kiddo. I love to paint, especially with my fingers. I was a really good finger painter. I just really actually don't like the feel of paint. And then it's funny with the autism and the ADHD, right? I don't mind getting dirty, but then the autistic side doesn't like to get dirty until we like are burnt out, and then we don't want to take a shower and shit. But we've found ways to get around that. We use wipes, body wipes and shit, until I have to. I come up with reasons to go on trips outside so that I will force myself to take a shower. I don't really like water, but I love water. It takes a lot to get me into the water, but once I'm in the water, then it takes a lot to get me out of the water. I mean, I do like to. That's why when I would go in the summertime to the public pool, I would instantly jump in to get that shock, the cold shock out of the way. Just jump on in, or dive right in. I used to swim on. That was one of my sports of choice, and Taekwondo when I was a kid. Yeah, I think that's good with the pinks for right now. Probably a little bit of purple. A little bit of purple. So we're gonna work on that a little bit. We got a little tree going on in there. This forest is gonna be beautiful. I see a huge forest here with the different seasons rolling through it. So I mean, I've got fall going on here. I got winter and ice going on over here. A little bit of Bernie summer over here. And then this big old tree is coming through. Big tree coming through with it's like one of those big old redwoods with the different foliage going on. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get some of that. I even like to do this on wood pieces, so I will burn a drawing or sketch onto a big piece of wood from like Lowe's or whatever. And the cheapest way to get oil paint, I remember this now, you can get those little sample sizes of the oil. It's the same shit. And then you can get whatever color you want made up in a sample size. You just tell them what kind of colors you want put together, or if you want to just get a whole bunch of little ones and get the standard colors, and then you can mix them all when you get home. You've got jars now of the oil paint that you need. It's a lot cheaper than buying all the shit. Whatever. I like to use the sponges from Home Depot. I mean, I learned how to do a lot of my art because I worked in construction. I just had to tell her back to the office because of my injuries. I didn't want to. After the one fall I had when I was in Hawaii on one of those construction jobs, I fell, and thank God it happened a block away, or I would have. This was a site that had 0 accidents, and it had gotten to like the year and a half of the construction, and I'm like, that'd be the fucked up part. I just got promoted into this fucking role, and I'm gonna fall. Now I'm the fucking liability. Hell fucking no. So I'm like, at least I got to go visit one of my goddamn construction sites. I mean, I was all in it on the one in downtown LA. It's called, it's on Flower Street. That construction job of mine is called, Oh, what the fuck did they call that one? They had so many names. They give these names projects. Project names. What's the one? It was right by McDonald's, by the new soccer stadium on Flower Street. Oh my god, I should know this. Is my baby. That was my baby in the downtown, in the heart of LA. And I mean, I was talking to engineers. I was the boss of that fucking place. Especially when my boss wasn't around. If my boss said something was going to happen and that's how it was supposed to be, I would had no problem telling everyone else no. He said no. Just because I'm here doesn't mean you're going to try and get away with bullshit. What, you think I'm going to... Why? It's because you think I want my boss to yell at me? He can yell at you for all I give a shit. I don't want that man to return that shit on me. Shit. Okay, what color am I going to use next? I gotta turn off one of the lights now. It's fucking up. I don't like this overhead light. It's not a good light for this shit. Let me see. What would be a good backlight? I'll try this one. Yep, wrong way. That way. And I gotta turn off the overhead because this is driving me fucking nuts. There we go. Cannot stand overhead lights. What so fuck? That's fighting words for me. If someone decides they want to turn on overhead light on me, and then especially if I'm sleeping, I will yell at a motherfucker. It happened when I was in the homeless shelter a couple months ago. One of the ladies, I don't know, it was 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, she was doing a bed check. Because, you know, one of the rules is you gotta be in bed. And my roommate kept fucking opening up the window that had a security latch shit on it. And it's part of the safety protocols of the place, right? Close the fucking window. Who cares how hot it gets? And I had the one who had... My roommate had a breathing machine. That fucking room got so hot. I was like, I know it's dead of winter. This woman would follow me everywhere. I'm like, bitch, we are in a place where we have no fucking safe. I mean, we are all just trying to get our own alone time as best as fucking possible. And why are you latchkeying on me? Please no. Quit latchkeying on me. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here as fast as fucking possible. And I did, too. I got on the phone. I gave myself like about 3 weeks grace because I needed to relax from the place I had just fucking left. Because I've been couch surfing. And I finally got a place in Long Beach last year, but that got ruined. Because of stupid antics on the fucking campus. And I kept trying to tell them that I needed someone to beef up security. I mean, my hypervigilance is, it's a plus. It's a curse and a blessing at the same time. My hypervigilance has saved my ass on a few occasions. But then sometimes I've got to sit with it for a little bit to see if I am actually... Here we go. Where am I going to put this one? I'm going to go here. This is how I relax. This is how I think. I finally found something that helps quiet my mind. I'm always thinking, even when I'm dreaming. Thinking. I used to love watching Bob Ross as a kid. I could watch him for hours. Well, it doesn't mean I have to paint like Bob Ross, but... I mean, everyone has different viewpoints on what painting should be, especially everyone's different way of doing art and shit. But that's the point of art. It's not supposed to be all the same. What do you see? Because even what I see is not what you see, right? I've had people tell me what they think my paintings mean to them, and I listen. Because that's whatever my painting's bringing out of them, you know. Cool. I'm glad that's how that makes you feel. Tell me to get quiet. I will get quiet. But I set up a goal to have those little, what is it, those roses. If you guys could send me a couple, I only have like a couple just to start me out with. If you could send me some roses, I'd appreciate it. And I appreciate you being in here with me if you are watching. And I gotta start my nighttime routine soon. I keep myself on a semi-strict schedule because I am autistic and ADHD, so I gotta keep a flow to it so that I don't get, because I'm still trying to navigate getting out of burnout. After 45, 46, I'm 48 now. I am 48. If you go, that took me a while to, I've noticed that as you get older, transitions get harder. I'm gonna have to get some, oh yeah. Let's see. I wanna get, what's in this section over here? I've got a tree going here. You see the lighting coming into the forest here. We've got the foliage starting to grow, and it'll change with the lighting and shit. And then I've got the little river flowing here. Yeah. Let's see. I've got a tree going here. I have to bring in some more here. I like to use a spatula to paint with. It's one of my favorite tools, actually, painting with spatulas and big ass sponges. It's cheaper to get like those big old sponges from Home Depot and cut them into little pieces, and then you can use that to paint with. I try to use things I can reuse again. I use plastic spoons. I use the ear cleaners. Usually not supposed to use those for your ears, but I do anyway. Especially when I get when my allergies act out, my ears fill up with wax quick. I was like, I've asked doctors whenever I go in for checkups and shit, can you just clean out my ears and do it for me so I don't. Let's see. Well, that's good for right now. I don't need those little roses thingies. We'll get started and do this a little bit at a time. That's how we're doing with the lights. It's one of the secrets too, if you go look up some of Dr. Seuss's artwork, because he wasn't just a writer, he was a painter too. There we go. You can see what I see. I wonder if I get 2 of them going, what it will show them. Let me do that. Let me get one more. Let me get another one. Okay. So I got 2 LED lights. Let's see. Let's get this going on it so it's not going to fall on my ass. That's too bright. That's not doing what I want it to do. Alright, I'll go here. Gotta change the setting on this. Let's see what we got here. That one's done. There we go. Right there. There we go. 2 of them changing. So I'm trying to get them on different colors, but we'll go with that. There we go. It kind of showing you how this is going with the different colors, and the LED lights are bringing out the different views of the painting. Kind of like sensory art. Everyone has different names for shit. I'm not school learned. I learned how to do all this shit on my own. Occasionally I'll watch videos and shit, but I just, you know what, I'm gonna do it my way. I don't care how other people learn this. I'm learning this my own way. Let's see. Where do I need a little bit more right here? Wonder where this is. I usually paint places in the morning where I've been guiding my painting towards now what location this is or what's being seen. Sometimes this is just, it could be an imprint on a fabric. Some of my paintings, or there are some of my paintings were of paintings I saw later, like in someone's room. I'm like, are you kidding me? That was okay. Even some of the fabric I've got in my apartment, that was part of one of my original paintings that I had. I don't know what kind of clay this is, but painting, sensory painting, I don't know. I still don't know everything I need to know about the spiritual gifts that come with when you go through as much shit as I've been through, but you get them when you've been through so much fucking trauma. You can call them spiritual gifts. You can call them instincts that you get from all that shit. On how to survive, hypervigilance, pattern recognition. I mean, I had to take when they were fighting me on the autism, I had to take an intelligence test just to get that in concrete for people to take me serious. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take this test and then find out my IQ is above, what was it? 100 and, it was above the 130s. And I did that with a telephone this size. I wonder what I would have gotten if I would have took it on an actual computer and realized I could actually take my time taking the test and not I was speeding through it. I got that test usually takes people 20 minutes and it took me 5 minutes. And I'm like, this is the easiest test I've ever taken. I don't know. It was easy for me anyway. And then it told me how autistic I really am. I said, oh, I take things really literally. Too literally, actually. Gets me in trouble. That's the part that gets me in trouble, is I take everything very, very literally. I keep telling people that shit. And they're like, they like to test that theory on me. And it's like, don't do that. You know how long it took me to start learning to ask clarifying questions? Oh, that's something I need to do. So that people don't get pissed off at me by accident. Thank you if you have been sending me stuff. I can't see, and I'm still learning the ins and outs of this part of TikTok. I wonder how the storm's going on outside. I'm kind of doing this too to kind of keep me calm, because I'm still new to the tornado warnings and stuff. I'm used to earthquakes. I'd rather ride their earthquakes because I'm used to surfing that shit than not knowing what the sky is going to do. So, I've been through typhoons. I've been through all kinds of shit. But I do not want to either. I think those are more scary. Or the storms from outside. It's not coming. There we go. That's clear. And I'm going to play with the lights a little bit. Oh, starting to see that forest there. Bro, going. Come on out. This is cool. This is what I like to do. I like to play with colors. And then you can see different things with the placement. So I want to test that theory out on a lot of those paintings that I see in museums. Bring some lights like this. Put it on random colors with different lights to see if there's any other pictures behind other pictures. Because a lot of painters paint different paintings on top of paintings, especially when they're first starting out. So if there are any original, like some of the artists out there that they have some of their first paintings, I wonder how much stuff is behind some of the ones that are considered masterpieces. I know that when I first started out doing this, I'd have like a couple of my first ones had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 different paintings underneath it. I'd come back to it and go, we're going back to the drawing board, start over. So, until I learn how to make my own canvases and shit, which I will eventually do. I'm going to make my own canvases. Everything about it. I'm going to be bringing this out to where I'm trying and learn how to make acrylic art, furniture pieces. I like what they're doing with floors now, with the acrylic stuff. That looks cool as shit. And I saw they were doing this staircase that was a fish tank. I was like, ooh, that's cool, but there's a lot of water. And if there's an accident, now maybe if that was like a table piece instead, where the table was a fish tank, so you can watch the fishes while you're eating with the fishes. Things like that. Things I think about when I'm creating art. I think of other kinds of art that I can do. Excuse me, I'm still getting over my allergies. which also causes my cortisol to fucking drink. It takes me like half the season to get used to that season, and then I get to enjoy the second half of the season, and then I am allergic to every season. I have different allergies to different pollens and shit, and that's in fall, winter, spring, and summer. I even figured out how not to get sinus infections. I used to get those like 3 or 4 times a year. I ended up in the hospital a lot for that stuff. Especially as a kid. Every Christmas I ended up in the ER. Throwing it. Not keeping nothing down. I even busted my own eardrum when I was 4. No, I thought to take me to the hospital for that shit. But, you know. I'm a bit tone deaf. On top of not being able to regulate how high pitched my voice can get sometimes. When I actually start to get to know people, I just kind of give them the clues of, if my voice goes up too high, just kind of go like this. I'm like, oh, I'm going too loud. Okay, I can't hear the sound, how high pitched I am. Which doesn't help when I have this voice and I'm actually getting pissed off at someone and they're holding back, trying to not laugh. Because if they did get mad at me, not mad at me, if they start laughing at me while I'm getting mad at them, that would just make me more madder. I like this little theory I've been seeing go around, and I'm starting to realize that it's true. I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3", and I'm more muscular than I am. I'm not. I mean, I look chunky, but I'm not chunky. I'm muscular, and that's just because I've been building the muscles around all the from all the injuries from the service and stuff. I've been making it so I can walk. That has been my main goal. Oh, I do not want my ability to walk to be taken away from me. So I'm making sure I can get upstairs, downstairs, being able to pull myself out of the bathtub if I need to. I've been making it so I can lift my own weight. You know, I did rebuild myself 2 years ago, October 2023. And I broke my back and I couldn't walk. I mean, it was kind of as bad as it was just as bad as in when I was in the service. Let me see, that was when that happened. April, May. It was like February, March of 2004, and I had just got done like going upstairs with a bunch of mobility bags, which are 50 pounds each, going up 3 flights of stairs, doing weapons inventory, and ragging and tagging it, getting everybody. Within like 2-3 months, I had everybody freaking trained. I was now on the easy street side of this program. It's a lot of work in the beginning, putting the deployment program together. And getting everybody to realize you signed a contract, so there's shit you've agreed to do. So now you gotta do it. So that when it happens for real, you're ready to go. But you know, people don't like to do what they're told to do. The one place that you know is stuck with rules is when you're in the military. I mean, at least I knew where I stand majority of the time, but there was still office politics even in the military. That took a long time, because I eventually had to tell myself, shut the fuck up. Just don't say a goddamn word. I stopped quitting. That was unless it was, let's make sure this is what you want me to do. I always phrased it so I won't get in trouble. Let's go over this one more time. What is it that you want? This is what I heard. Is this what you said? Okay, we're going to back this up now with an email. I'm going to put this all in an email. I'm going to send it to you. You're going to confirm it, and I'm going to get that back. And that's going to be my checklist to get this task done. Okay. And what's my time frame? Don't tell me soon. Don't tell me soon. Because if you tell me soon, I'm going to assume now. If you say soon, I'm going to assume now. If you tell me later, I'm like, then it's not due ever. You've got to give me a deadline. And leave me the fuck alone about it. It will get done by the deadline way beforehand. And it's always been the case for me. I have my own, and that's the ADHD. I don't know any fucking more. There are so many goddamn terms. I'm now at that point in the neurodivergent discovery where I don't care. I am who I am. If you don't like me, go the fuck away. Okay, we're not the same. Great. And then I accept the fact that you're different. I'm starting to come out of my hermit mode. I kind of put myself there when I've got to take the time to get used to a new place. And, I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I can't do this for very long because even I get socially tired from doing TikTok lives. It's weird. I'm not even there with you guys and I get tired. But, it is what it is until I get the right equipment and I can actually just paint like I would like to. This is what it's going to be. So hopefully if you enjoyed it, I'll eventually have my artwork. I'll post updated paintings on my Lemon 8 account, which is where the majority of my paintings and my poetry is. So if you go to the links on my TikTok profile, you'll see the Lemon 8. There's that thunder. Gotta go. Bye.